Hello, everybody, and welcome to your 1111 portal reading for spiritual flames. This is a message about spiritual love and what this 1111 portal is doing for each and every one of you who are in a deeply soul contracted relationship, this life journey that you will experience romantically, and this spiritual flame is going to grow you and heal you greater than anybody else. You will encounter this life journey, and some of you may currently be in this union, some of you may be separated from this union, and some of you may have yet to meet this person, but you feel a calling in your soul, like you know you are a part of something bigger than what you are experiencing at this time. So first of all, this 1111 portal is a 9. 1111 2021 is a 9, which means that we are coming to an end, a completion of a cycle in this relationship or in your singlehood. Okay, there is a cycle coming to an end, and over the course of this next year, from this 1111 portal to 2022's 1111 portal, there is a lot of shifting and transition that's taking place inside of you, inside of your spiritual flame. A lot of awakening, illumination, deeper understanding, soul growth, like everything coming together, which leads into the 1111 2022 portal, which is a 10, which would go down to a 1, all about new beginnings. So expect your heart and mind to really shift and change about love in general, about your spiritual flame, all in a very expansive spiritual way. So let's get in and see what this portal is doing. Okay, so look at this. First card out is the Temple. Dream a little. You guys definitely meet on the astral, whether we're together, separated, or yet to meet. And Burning Hero. And look at, I see the portal right there. So let me set these cards down. All right, so right here, the Temple. Over the course of the next year, there's going to be a lot of going within for you, for your spiritual flame. And this is going to be very natural, very organic, and it's an awakening to self through a brand new perception, understanding self, and where there seemed to be incompatibility, impasse, the unforgivable, all of that is shifting, and it's now in a perception of, yes, it is possible. Yes, this can heal. Yes, I can get over this. Yes, I can forgive. Okay, there's just where all hope was lost, it's being restored, because as you come to the end of this cycle between you and spiritual flame, things must change, right? Because you're about to embark on a new path, a new journey. And so everything that needed to be received and understood for your soul growth, for their soul growth, all has to be wrapped up over the course of this next year. So for some of you, you may find that you are, if you're in union, you're going to have a deep forgiveness wash over you for different things that have happened, and you're going to finally understand the purpose in it, and you're going to just feel that growth of your soul and a new awareness of self, a new awareness of spiritual flame. And those of you who are separated, over the course of the next year, just depending on where you guys are both at in your soul evolution, there's a high probability of reconciliation, okay? Because the temple going within the illumination, the realization of everything in that space, right? And you guys are meeting on the astral and working things out with each other. And the burning hero, you both have created a period of harvest to come for this connection in the physical realm after you step through that 1111 portal, whether that be immediately or in 3 months or 6 months. It's going to take place some point over the next year. A beautiful harvest between spiritual flames. And you guys are meeting on the astral, okay? In union or separated, you do this to work out, different issues that you can't see eye to eye on, stuck energies, things like that. Spiritual growth and expansion on the astral. And those of you who have yet to meet your spiritual flame this life journey, you are already connected to their soul on the astral. And when you come into union, it's going to feel like you have known this person your whole life and vice versa. All right, so let's pull another card. Thank your lucky stars. As you begin to count your blessings, more and more blessings will come. And this is such a beautiful message and card. So those of you who have really been in the struggle emotionally or in the physical, you're finally coming to the end of that. And I do feel that some of you think a specific person is your spiritual flame, but as you step through this portal, any sort of false identity of a spiritual flame is going to become very realized and understood. And so if you have been thinking a specific person is the one, you will know after this portal, you'll know. And if that person really isn't the one, it's just been a strong karmic to shape you and prepare you for your spiritual flame union, where your focus shifts more out of the physical and more onto the spiritual aspect of love and romance and partnership. It's not going to hurt, okay? Any false identifying of a spiritual flame or the one that you thought, if that's not the one, it's not going to hurt to come into this realization. In fact, it's almost going to feel like a relief. Thank your lucky stars, all right? Because I know some of you have identified a specific person and that person isn't the one, but they're so strong because they're significant in the journey of leading you to that specific one. And so a lot of clarity is going to come to you through this portal of false identifying, false believing in certain people being your one. And even if you, and it's not to say all of you have falsely identified, you haven't, but some of you have. And as you step through this portal, you're going to become very aware of this, and it's not going to hurt. And as you move through the year, you're going to come into a lot of information and understanding as to why that person is not the one, and it's going to make you very grateful, very happy. All right, others of you, this realization, whether we're together or separated, is a realization of the divinity and the sacredness in the other person and the union and connection you share, regardless of how challenged or turbulent it may feel at times. All right, and those of you who have yet to meet the specific one, there's going to be a lot of understanding and awareness of all the different romantic partnerships that you've had leading up to this specific portal, the way that they've grown you and shaped you. And you're going to realize you have changed a lot. And now it's time for you to align to somebody who is that right fit for you, who can grow you spiritually in a way that nobody else can. And I'm not talking about connection, because connection can be felt strongly with karmics, right? I'm talking about the person who is going to grow you. A spiritual flame is when you come into union with that person, when it's time for your life to shift more on the spiritual. And many of you do have spiritual missions and work for this life journey. So let's pull another card. Okay, leadership with the Holy Spirit coming in. So the Holy Spirit is walking with you and spiritual flame through this 1111 portal. Okay, and this leadership is about each of you really becoming self-aware of your potential, of your flaws, of your divinity, as well as the potential, the flaws, and the divinity in your spiritual flame. It's like a mirrored reflection within both of you. And through this awareness, it allows you both to shift and change in the appropriate ways for union to take place, or reunion to take place, or for this union to feel as though it's moving on smoother waters, because the course of this next year is really about wrapping up and tying up loose ends, coming into that final understanding, deep healing, all of that, so you can begin something new as you step through the 11/11/2022 portal. So let's pull some more cards. Okay, so first card out is change. Big changes coming in spiritual flames, unions. We have bad health, pathway, and thief. All right, so there is big change coming to the health of this relationship, of this connection. Or if you've yet to meet, there is a lot that's changing to your spiritual, mental, emotional, and maybe even physical health, okay? But I'm seeing this more as the health of the connection, of the relationship. And you, as this being a 9 portal, you guys are just coming out of the hardest part of things, okay? And over this next year, wrapping things up, healing, release, letting go, the purification, all of that, stepping in to the pathway. And see, you have change and you have these butterflies. This is the portal. The pathway is the portal into a whole new way of experiencing each other, understanding each other, the connection with each other. And the hardest part for now is over, okay? And those of you who are single, who've gone through a lot of bad relationships, you're changing out of that energy. And all of those situations were preparations for this beautiful union, so that now you focus more on the spiritual. And this thief energy, you're done with this, okay? Those of you in union, this is about an imbalance of give and take, and that's changing. Those of you who are in separation, this could have been a third-party situation coming into play, or somebody was just stealing time, stealing emotion, stealing resources, whatever it is that they needed, and they were operating from a much more fear-based energy, okay? And that's going to change. That energy is going to be healed as you guys step through this portal. Like the bad is being swept away, healed away, allowing for major change in a positive sense. And you got the Holy Spirit coming in. Right, strength. King of Swords. Ace of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. And Nine of Pentacles. All right, first card out. Yes, everything that you have been going through with your spiritual flame or through a separation truly has been growing both of you quite a bit in many ways and changing the health of your connection for the positive. Okay, the King of Swords coming through, that strong air energy. So it's of the mind, okay? A lot of shifting in consciousness for you as well as spiritual flame. And it's time for communication of the truth, major understanding, major breakthrough, major illumination. It's time because we're coming to the end of this journey. It's time for a new version of the two of you to be birthed forth, which means a new version of connection to be birthed forth, whether you're together or separated, you know. And those of you who have yet to meet this spiritual flame, I do feel very strongly over the course of this next year, this person is coming in. They're finally ready for you. And because this is just a very generalized collective reading for spiritual flames, I'm not going to go into like the specific sign of this person because I feel it's far beyond just air signs. Okay, it really is. It's just this person has their mind right. They've had an awakening and awareness. They've gone through some things and it's allowed them to really grow and mature, and they're very established in their life and within themselves. Okay, but overall, for those of you in union or separation, what you've been going through has been to strengthen your self, to strengthen your connection, and to strengthen the foundation in which you're building on moving into the future. And there's been a lot of maturity in both of you, a big time consciousness expansion. And, you know, with the Ace of Swords, that is talking about new energy, new beginning, but it's built on truth, okay? A very authentic version of each of you, and it's time for that. It absolutely is, and this all takes place over the course of the next year, and it's like this connection is in a very solid, happy, thriving, stable place with that Nine of Pentacles right there. So let's pull some more cards. All right, we have this King of Swords coming through again. Strong, strong. High Priestess. Hanged Man. Ten of Swords. And Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so this King of Swords energy, we do have the masculine and the feminine energies coming through, the divine counterparts, whether or not your spiritual flame is opposite or same gender union, because the physical body is just a costume. The soul is truly genderless, okay? But I do see the divine counterparts coming into this reading. So this is a representation of each of you. And this masculine energy, whoever is in that role, has needed a lot of consciousness expansion and spiritual growth to take place. And the feminine energy in this connection has needed to learn a lot of independence, okay? And maybe even a big focus on building self, building career, building home, creating money, that type of energy. So in the spiritual flames, it's like you both have been working on different things, and now we're coming to the end of that, and you both are going to feel your spiritual connection to each other stronger than ever before, which opens up that empathic communication as well as telepathic communication. And here with the Hanged Man, where you guys were stuck at an impasse, unable to move forward, you have the Ace of Swords. We're breaking through that because, again, major consciousness and soul expansion is taking place. The Ten of Swords, these hard, heavy lessons, or this very lonely solo journey is coming to an end as you step through this portal, okay? And it's like everything is balanced. Everything is as it should be. It's a time of rest, of healing, of joining, of union, of coming together, coming back together, all right? Whatever it is for your specific situation. And with this Ten of Swords, that means that a lot has happened that's been heavy on your heart, on your mind, and on the relationship itself, okay? Sitting on the Wheel of Fortune, you're coming out of that, which coincides perfectly with this 1111 portal being a 9, leading you into the new beginning of next year's 1111 portal, okay? We're done with the Ten of Swords. All the lessons they entail, the purpose of the journey with the Ten of Swords, you both have received it, and now we're breaking free of that energy and becoming so much more aware of our connection to each other. And again, you definitely meet on the astral plane, okay? But one of you needed to really work on consciousness and soul expansion, getting in tune with self, discovering self, being authentic with self. And the other one of you needed to become more grounded, more established in the physical realm, and maybe even take care of the physical body, take care of self, put self as number one priority for a while over all other relationships, okay? And regardless of whether this spiritual flame is the person you think it is or somebody new coming in, no matter how all of this pans out over the course of the next year, you are going to be very happy and satisfied, okay? The hardest part is over, I feel that, and we're expanding, we're evolving. So let's pull some heart and soul messages. I do feel those of you in separation, it's time for communication. It's time to start building with each other in the physical realm once again. All right. So here's the artwork on the first message. Meditation allows you to enter the inner realm of soul. It is spiritual communion with your true self in all creation. You may think that there are far more important issues to attend to at this time, but meditation would help you greatly. It could have a positive influence on every area of your life, including your career and your relationships. So Spirit asking you to quiet your mind all the busy thoughts of this connection or lack thereof connection, right? Settle your emotions. Everything is going to work out. It's time to focus on really balancing your energy. So here's the artwork on the second message, and it says, an enchanted world is available to you if you want it. Just as the oak tree is hidden in its seed, the God-Goddess is within you. Reason devoid of feeling is merely harsh judgment. So listen to your heart and move beyond the boundaries you have placed around yourself. It's time to step into your power and create a world of bliss. All right, so that is the second message. Let's see, here is the third, the artwork, and it says, close your eyes and feel yourself embraced by angelic wings of light. Feel the light dissolve your fears, concerns, and doubts, and fill your heart with peace and joy. Everyone is safe and all is well. There is no need for concern. See, it's all working out. The hardest part is behind you. And here is the artwork on the last message. Old feelings are resurfacing, and again you find yourself on an emotional roller coaster. Don't fight it. Instead, allow these feelings to surface without judging them. They are neither good nor bad. They are simply a part of you. Own them, embrace them, and love them. Bless the past and be grateful for the deep and profound healing that is taking place. That is such a beautiful message after everything we have already received for spiritual flames with this 1111 portal. Yes, it's time to really allow your energy to relax, your mind to come to a place of ease, and not worry so much. Everything is going to work out for your highest good, as well as the highest good of your spiritual flame. And there's a lot of change and huge improvement to negative energies, negative experiences, negative things happening to the relationship itself. A big, big healing and an acceptance and an understanding that allows you to grow beyond all of these challenges and setbacks that you guys have encountered. Okay, so over this next year, from this portal to the next, it's all about things completing the full picture, coming together, union, and rising higher. I release old old burdens and expectations of love. I am free to choose with confidence. And that is another very beautiful message after everything that we have already received. All right? What is meant to be will be. It absolutely will. And sometimes, through the different shifting and changing inside of ourselves, we walk that journey together. And sometimes we have to walk that journey separately. And sometimes we have a long solo journey to walk before we do come into union with spiritual flame, because spiritual flame is about a spiritual connection, a spiritual love, and is often accompanied by a mutual spiritual mission. Many of you will identify as a starseed or a light worker or a very wise, evolved being. You will know this spiritual flame that you have loved them many, many, many lifetimes. They will understand you. You will understand them in such a very special, unique way. You almost create your own language with each other. And then, that empathic, telepathic communication is about to really kick in quite strongly. The work that was needed to be done on both sides has now been completed. So it's a time to move forward in bliss and harmony and happiness and abundance and prosperity. And that's talked about quite a bit throughout this entire reading. Okay, so those are your messages. I am sending you guys lots of love and light. Take care.